Walking down to my garden, I'm going to give you a really quick tour of my garden. Alright, first we have these sunflower seeds, and then I've replanted some other sunflower seeds below them to replace them. You can see the seeds are pretty much ready. I've learned that when the backs of these sunflowers become yellow is when they're ready to pick, and when these leaves start to become brown. So this one's ready, and you can tell because the flowers are actually falling off of the seeds. So this one's ready to pick out all these little seeds in the middle. Then you're supposed to soak them in salt water overnight so they plump up, and then you can cook them. Most of my sunflowers are drooping. Most of the backs are yellow, and they're starting to brown, and most of them look pretty much ready to pick. And then here's the new ones growing down here to replace, and I'm also going to have October sunflowers, I'm thinking. Alright, over here, start from the planter beds. This is my strawberry planter bed with some beautiful strawberries growing. They've been getting big. This fluffy thing is asparagus, but the asparagus is too small right now to pick, so it becomes big and fluffy. They come back every year, and they start to get thicker and thicker every year. This one might have been good to pick, but as you can see now, it's giant and huge and has even things growing up here. These right here are carrots. You can usually tell when the carrots are done because you can see the carrots starting to pull up right down from here. I'll go ahead and pull one out so you can see. Oh, that one kind of turned out a little funky. Usually my carrots are prettier than that. I planted some sunflowers in the middle of these beds because I planted everything from seed and it didn't look like it was full enough. Now that everything is huge, I don't have any room. I let one of my carrots flower, so that's what all these are. This is just a flower all from one carrot that's growing over here massively. I don't know what this is. I think it's some kind of pumpkin. Did not realize that when I put it here. And then this is garlic. I don't know when to tell when the garlic is done. I pulled one already. Cherry tomatoes just now starting to become ripe. Here are my regular tomato plants, and as you can see, they are very happy. There are tomatoes everywhere, hiding. They smell so good too. Over here was potatoes. I've replaced it with sunflowers because I planted so many. When I weeded them out, I didn't feel right throwing them away, so I tried to replant them wherever I could. But it used to be a potato bed. We had a lot of potatoes. Actually, I can see one potato starting to come back. That's a potato plant. Over here is a pumpkin. It's starting to flower. That's a good thing. And then here's my sunflower house. I was told that if you plant sunflowers in a circle, they'll get tall enough that it'll actually create a house. So I'm planning on walking through here, sitting at my table, and being surrounded, as you can see, all the way around. Sunflowers are growing, and in between the sunflowers I planted peas. They should be growing really tall to create a little house. Hopefully they'll get taller than the sunflowers and I'll be able to wisp them over the top of the whole sunflower house and actually create a real house. So that'll be fun. Here's another pumpkin plant. Here's another pumpkin plant. Here's another pumpkin plant. Oh, and then I have in this planter bed, this is a lemon cucumber plant. Whoa, that lemon cucumber looks probably like it's ready to pick. It's probably the biggest one I've seen yet. Whoa, they're all getting pretty big. And then this is onion. I was told you'll know when the onion is ready because you'll start to see it. It really doesn't get much bigger than that when you pull it out of the ground. So you have to see how big it is outside the ground. And when you pull it out, doesn't get much bigger. It's about that. That is as big as it gets, and it starts to close up. So, planted some random corn here that is doing okay. It's not doing fantastic. And over here, another sunflower. Hello, sunflower. That one is still bright and beautiful. Not quite as ready as like that one over there. Over here is my onion again. I have yellow and red. And if we look closely, we can see that they're probably about ready to pick too. See, this probably isn't good that it's dying like this. It'll start rotting in the ground, so I probably really should pick this one. I just don't know what to do with it all. But it looks like my red onion is definitely ready to pick. Over here is my white onion, and it's perfect. Okay, real quick, walking over here. Here is my pumpkins. These are supposed to be giant pumpkins, and as you can see, they're pretty stinking big right now. Nice footrest. Big pumpkins. Alright, and then over here we have more sunflowers, and then eggplant is growing here, doing pretty good. We have, this is butternut squash, is growing here. Got a bunch of butternut squash plants. I just tried to lay them out so I could see exactly what I have here, because they're growing so big. Here we have squash. It's crookneck squash. You might be able to see one there. There's a big one over here. Let's see. There's one. Here's one. The crookneck squash is kind of going crazy right now. We are squashed out. More crookneck squash. Over here. This is supposed to be Brussels sprouts, but nothing's growing, and as you can see if you look closely, we actually have aphids on these. Tons and tons of aphids and no Brussels sprouts. But over here we have zucchini growing. Oh, oops. There's one of my big zucchinis. I sometimes let them get a little too big because I'm getting overwhelmed. Oh, there's another one right there. Another one growing right there. There's another one growing right here. Ooh. Okay. Oh, goodness. This one's probably the biggest one. Whoa. And there's the end. Hi there, big guy. Yeah, probably not edible now, but we'll see what we can do. The chickens like a lot of this stuff. Right here we have a few, what are they called again? Radishes. Just some little radishes growing right here. And then right over here we have some more carrots growing. They're getting overtaken again. We planted so much because we planted everything by seed, and it looked like it wasn't, there was plenty of room at the time. More zucchini. Over here we have all of my melons. These, tons of melons. Cantaloupe. Tons of cantaloupe. There's another one growing. Cantaloupe, cantaloupe, cantaloupe. Cantaloupe, cantaloupe, cantaloupe. Cantaloupe, cantaloupe. And then over here, it starts to turn into honeydew. And then we have honeydew, honeydew, honeydew. Okay, tons and tons. And then behind me, okay, we have watermelons. Lots of watermelons growing here. Oh, well, not lots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 5 watermelon plants. And then in here, we have a cucumber. Lots of cucumbers growing in here. Cucumber, cucumber, cucumber. Cucumber. Cucumbers growing like crazy. Everywhere. Everywhere you look. There is another cucumber. Oh, that one's actually pretty big right here. Pretty big one. Tons and tons of cucumber. Okay. And then there's watermelon. And then over here, I have beans. I thought they were going to get really tall, but as you can see, they're not nearly as tall as I thought they were going to get, because I'm already having tons of beans, peas. They're actually random pea seeds, so they're all, I think, different kinds of peas growing on these things. But as you can see, they're definitely growing. Oh, here's another one. That one looks pretty good right there. Yeah. Okay. Then, over here, you can see is that's Scary Mary. She is probably about, let's see, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm thinking she's close to 8 feet tall. Maybe 9 feet tall. And now my corn has surpassed her. You cannot see Scary Mary when you're driving up the driveway like you used to be able to, because my cornfields are growing like crazy. Okay, I've planted a couple more random pumpkin plants around here. That's what these are. I don't know if they're going to be ready by October. That's just in a couple months now, but we'll see. But as you can see, the corn is ready. Lots of corn. This one's probably not as ready. That's a nice big one. I was told when this dries up is when it's actually ready to be picked. So, pretty good size. Not quite ready to be picked yet, but I'll go ahead and try to walk through the corn real quick. Oh boy, that was fun. Alright, and that's the quick view of my garden. Oh, sorry, forgot over here. Let me run over here real quick. So I have a little pond that I put in right here. There's some fish in there. You can't see them right now. My bird feeder, I sit down right here and the hummingbirds come right up to me to eat. And then I have tons of fruit trees. I don't even know what they are, but there's apple, pear. They're doing alright, but they're not fruiting this year. That one's pear. There's peach, there's plum, there's apricot. There's another one right here. There's also a couple nut trees, there's a cherry tree. And I've planted more sunflowers along this fence line. That one's some kind of peach tree. More sunflowers back here. Okay, now, that's my garden.